All the other headlines about Ballou, we wanted to highlight something good happening there. The school's famous football team is taking some time off the field to learn about domestic violence and what they can do to break the cycle. Delia Gonzalez brings us their story.
A lot of people skip the topic.
For Robert Ingram, it's personal. He's hesitant to talk about it, though. How arguments between his parents turned violent one day, and then he saw his dad break a bottle over mom's head.
I don't feel like anybody that's going through that did anything wrong. Like, I feel like everybody should have an equal opportunity to be happy.
And that's what brings him to the Men of Code program. The Ballou football team taking time off the field to talk about sex, healthy relationships, and consent.
The presence of a clear and enthusiastic yes, not the absence of a no.
Ending domestic violence starts with a conversation.
And the opposite of not having consent is sexual violence. Name me some types of sexual violence.
That's why Becky Lee started Becky's Fund.
Assault.
To get these high school football players talking.
You was planning on doing something the next day, but she gave you consent the day before. But that's still considered rape?
Yes. I mean, that's a great question because, like, you know, since she gave you that permission the day before, but then you saw her the next day, even though she gave you permission for the same acts, you still had to get consent in person.
If my friends knew more, they will like change the way they act with females.
And if you're certain what you know, you're going to make the right choice.
For the coach, it's valuable time off the field because he says he's not just making football players, he's making men.
I want to be a type of man that you can look up to and that make a difference.
The Men of Code program has also worked with the football team over at Friendship Charter in Ward 7. And in all, Becky has reached more than 400 young men in the last couple of years with her message. And she said she targets these high school football players because they're really seen as the leaders of the high school. They're role models in many ways, and so they can spread the message throughout the school.
And we know that teens are impacted by domestic violence early, and so the earlier we can get to them and help them understand what healthy relationships look like and feel like, the better we can stop this scourge.
Right, and studies indicate that certainly domestic violence is a problem among college athletes, and we've seen domestic abuse situations at the NFL as well. So
there's
certainly
a connection between the football season and domestic violence. Absolutely, Delia. Thanks so much for that report. We got